Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to Open Mic with yours truly, Chris Anu, as usual, coming to you from the great state of Texas. Houston, Texas, precisely. Thank you for tuning in. If you are joining by way of the social media, that is YouTube or Twitter, Facebook, do me the favor, as usual, go ahead, hit your share button. Let us quickly populate the platform. Let everybody, every fan out there know the anchor man is not live. He is live and right here, right now, live on television. Thank you once more for tuning in. This promises to be very, very exciting. You all know what Open Mic is all about. With Open Mic, we're able to stop the show at any given moment in the course of it to take your views, take your calls, and get to know of the things on your mind. And when you call here on Open Mic, you can talk anything. Even about my suit, you can talk about. You can talk about my suit. That means anything you can talk about. All right, once more, thank you for tuning in. I will be right back in a very few seconds. Don't touch your remote place. I will be right back.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
All right, thank you for staying put there, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I will be taking you onto a number of subjects. Of course, when I come here, I am coming with recent developments in Ambazonia and Africa as a whole. But mostly Ambazonia, of course, we talk about developments in Ambazonia, La République du Cameroon, and to relate that to the conflict, the Ambazonian conflict that has been brewing for the last 9 years, almost a decade, a year left to be a decade. And so what is going on today? I will be talking about the visit of Dion Ngute to Buea yesterday. Dion Ngute was in Buea yesterday, and he called it home. He called it home. I'd like you to take a brief look here. Look at that.
To come to my hometown, Buea. Thank you very much. I will be here with Unasute Sunday.
All right. All right. I will be here with Unasute Sunday. The guy is a chicken, as you can see on his face, and the people surrounding him. But he speaks as if he has the world on his shoulders. I'm going to break that down and give you some insight into the body language that you saw there with Dion Ngute in the Buea. Now, I will also be talking about what is happening in the Grand Nord, what La République du Cameroon calls the Grand Nord. What is happening there? Very, very systematically, effectively, and consistently continuing to put pressure on La République du Cameroon. But as usual, Cameroon never accepts anything is wrong until things begin, until it takes physical stage, which is what we have been seeing in the north of that country probably for the past 6 months. First, there was a cache of a large cache of arms in that region. And then there was an attack on Cameroon soldiers by insurgencies that killed at least 22 Cameroon soldiers and destroyed property. Of course, Cameroon officials attributed it to Boko Haram. But now, in the videos I am going to bring to you, you are going to see, and know they have taken it to another level. I don't understand French that good, but what they are saying, from what I can get from the video I'm going to show you, they know this. They are saying they are barricading every major road out of the Grand Nord to Douala, to Yaoundé, to Bafoussam, and the message out there is they want that to happen. They want that to happen in every nook and cranny of that country. Take a look at this.
Le déclenchement final de ce qu'on appelle la révolution populaire du peuple camerounais dans l'ensemble. Et c'est comme ça, ça va se mettre en place. Une personne m'avait posé la question à Ahmed H, comment on va faire pour stopper tous les camions, que les magasins vont fermer, comment. Voilà, vous savez, j'ai dit non, c'est pas un problème. Le jour où le peuple dans son ensemble, du nord au sud, de l'ouest à l'est, va descendre dans les rues, ça va se bloquer. Les camions vont garer. Personne ne passera. Et c'est la même chose aujourd'hui, ce qui se passe ici à Rabinga aujourd'hui là. C'est la même chose, mais ça, ce n'est que le début.
All right, I'm coming back to that. This is just the introduction of the subjects I'll be discussing tonight. Lastly, I'm sure most of you have seen the video out there, the footage making the rounds by former South African President Thabo Mbeki talking about Cameroon's refusal, and not only refusal, but efforts to bribe every emissary sent to Yaoundé to try to figure out a resolution to the conflict, to this war that has been raging between the southern Cameroon's Ambazonian and la République du Cameroon. What former President Thabo Mbeki says in this clip is something we've always known. I left the phone, ladies and gentlemen, I left the phone and hung up the phone from a leader of one of the reconciliation movement, NGO based here in the state, that is almost essentially washing its hands of Cameroon and saying that they've made every effort they can to sit down with Cameroon authorities to prefer a solution to this conflict. And for months now, they actually sent an emissary to Yaoundé. And that emissary went right to the presidency. He was received, and they told him, just go, we will get back to you, But of course, that is how Cameroon dismisses every emissary. If they are not giving you a golden statue to make you feel welcome, but then use it to dismiss you, they are telling you, just sit and wait for eternity. And so I left the phone with this NGO leader that if I call the name, all of you will know. We're going to be talking about that story, but I will bring the lady here for an interview in the days ahead, and he will say it from her own mouth or her own lips. But we see in this clip here, ladies and gentlemen, we see in this clip, Thabo Mbeki is telling us what we have always known. And what we've always known is that every time an emissary like that of the AU, African Union, that Mbeki is referring to, when sent to Cameroon to try to figure out with the officials in Cameroon how to end the Ambazonian conflict, they are received with trophies, red carpets, and then that is to essentially dismiss them. Now the emissary goes back with a good message. I was well received. The message was passed across. And then after that, what? Nothing. Zero. That's how the war has been going on for 9 years. 1 year lacking to be a decade. So I will be talking about that. And of course, along the way, I'll be taking your phone calls. So remember to call, stop me anytime, any moment to call in, make a contribution, ask a question, and I'm here to provide answers. I will be right back. Please stay put. When I come back, I start from Buea with a visit of the slave servant or master servant, Dion Ngute, in his home, visiting his home. I've never seen somebody staying so long, visiting his home, and then when he comes, his eyes are all over. And you can see the military. You can see the military behind him or surrounding him with guns. I have never seen that anywhere. How do you go to your home and you are surrounded with gun-toting officials and you want us to believe that you are very safe at home? We'll be right there. Don't touch your remote. I'll be right back. Planning a convention for your cultural or development association this summer? Let the world see it live. ABS Africa TV will bring your story straight from the diaspora to your villages and towns, so your people back home can experience every dance, every speech, and every proud moment as it happens. With professional coverage, global broadcast reach, and real-time streaming, ABS TV turns your event into a celebration that transcends borders. Don't let your hard work go unseen. Put your convention on the map. For booking and inquiries, please email us at absafricatv@gmail.com. Again, absafricatv@gmail.com. Or for WhatsApp purposes, send us a text at the number 346-504-3666. ABS Africa TV. We are bridging culture and connecting generations. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying put. As I said, I will be taking you to Buea, where Dion Ngute was descended upon yesterday, on the 29th, proclaiming in Buea, he is back home. He is back home, to the cheering of people. If you let me take you, let's get you to the videos here. Please put me the script, the footage right there on screen of Dion Ngute in Buea, please. Okay, let's get that there. All right, there you go. That is Dion Ngute in Buea yesterday. Look at the men there. Look. I would like the technician roll back the message, roll back the clip, and let people see exactly what I'm talking about here. Roll back the clip. Look at the people. Look at how many security men are surrounded. Now, if you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or 6 security men, even those in suits, do not think that those are civilians. Those are security operatives. Those are security operatives surrounding Dion Ngute, the man who is supposed to be at home. The man who is supposed to be at home, ladies and gentlemen, so terrified, and you can tell from the body language from himself and those colonial military men surrounding him, they are not at home indeed as he wants us to believe. You take a look.
Where, I don't know for Takuna plenty. Takuna, too much Takuna. I'd be so happy once more to come to my hometown Buea. Thank you very much. I will be here with Una Sute Sunday. I come when I don't receive it very well. Yes. And I'm very happy. The son of the soil is back on the soil. The son of the soil is back on the soil. When did you go on? When were you exiled from the soil, sir? The man is all gray now. I don't know what is happening to him. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to take a look at the amount of security in front of him, besides him, behind him is all armed security. Armed security. Look at that. Look at that. Everybody surrounding him, in front of him, behind him, by his sides, it's all security. And he wants you to know, Dion Ngute wants you to know, the son of the soil is back on the soil, and he doesn't have the freedom to move freely back at home. That's what he wants us to believe, ladies and gentlemen. So all this, I'm going to bring you a little monologue on this, but we know what all this is about. Now, the people you see lined up there in CPDM uniform and the traditional dance groups that you find there, those people were all paid, brought in, ferried in from Douala to carry out this stage-managed event. But let me bring you the monologue to this event that you have here. And again, let us take note. Dion Ngute says he is back home. Of course, we all know Buea. Of course, Buea is a capital of the city, the capital of the state. But that doesn't mean Buea is his home. Dion Ngute cannot tell you when he was last home indeed, but he says here he is home. Prime Minister Joseph Dion Ngute's visit to Buea, May 29, was marked by arranged displays of support and heavy security presence, highlighting the ongoing tensions in Ambazonia, the southern Cameroons. Upon his arrival, Ngute was greeted by a crowd adorned in Cameroon People's Democratic Movement Party uniforms, as you can find on your screen. They were chanting slogans of unity. However, reports suggest that many of these individuals were transported from Douala and compensated for their participation, for their travel, facing the security. And this cast doubt on the authenticity of the whole stage reception. Mr. Prime Minister's visit was characterized by an overwhelming security apparatus. You see it in the videos, including armed escorts and surveillance teams. Observers noted that the heightened security measures indicated apprehension from the people about potential disruptions from Ambazonia, particularly the Ambazonian Restoration Forces, who have been active in the area now for 9 years. 9 solid years. In his address, Ngute referred to Buea as his home, ignoring his roots in Indian County. Ironically, the lack of infrastructure and ongoing conflict in Indian have rendered it inaccessible, and Ngute cannot go there, even to its native son. It highlights the broader issues of underdevelopment and neglect that have fueled Ambazonian sentiments. If anything we can learn from this, the visit aimed to project an image, an aura of no mercy and governmental control in Buea. However, the reliance on state support, paid support, and the inability to engage with local people, local communities underscore a disconnect between the government's narrative and the lived experiences of the Ambazonian population. The ongoing conflict in the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia has resulted in significant loss of life and displacement. The Republic of Cameroon government's approach, characterized by military interventions and symbolic gestures, has failed to address the root causes of the conflict. Ngute's visit, rather than bridging divides, may further entrench feelings of marginalization among the local population. Dion Ngute's visit to Buea serves as a microcosm of the broader challenges facing La République du Cameroon. The regime's emphasis on optics as you see there in Buea, over genuine engagement continues to hinder efforts towards a sustainable resolution of the Ambazonian conflict. Without addressing the underlying issues of annexation, governance, infrastructure, and representation, such visits are being perceived as mere political theater. And that is exactly what those visits are about, mere political theater. And you saw the theater there, ladies and gentlemen. That is the theater. That is the theater. Because all these that we see, when Dion Ngute goes to Bamenda Ayaba Hotel, when he goes to Victoria Centenary Stadium, when he comes to Buea or goes to Kumba, for the past 9 years, everything has been theater except for a solution to the conflict that has paralyzed Ambazonia, the southern Cameroon, and the entire part of La République, the rest of La République du Cameroon for the last 9 years. This is what they want you to believe is the solution to a 9-year conflict. Paying visits like this one, ferrying the population from different parts of La République du Cameroon and bringing to Buea and wanting you to believe life has returned to Buea. Life is going on in Buea. And yet, they descend on Buea with gun-toting military officers surrounding them. If life is back in Buea, why can't Dion Ngute just walk down to Buea and shake hands with his people, shake hands with his home people because he is home? Why can't he just do that? I challenge you, Mr. Ngute. If you want the world to believe that life is back in the southern Cameroons and Buea, home in particular, please, I challenge you, descend on Buea without military carrying, without gun-carrying military surrounding you. If life is normal. And I want to challenge you also. If you think that life is normal in Buea, why not announce your visits to Buea so that every Bueans can turn out to welcome you, including the Ambazonia fighters? We are operating a guerrilla warfare. Take note, we are operating a guerrilla warfare, and you think that if you think that you can sneak into Buea unnoticed, unannounced, and hope to be attacked, no, of course, some may happen. But listen, You want to test to see whether life is in Buea. I challenge you to announce your next visit to Buea. Then let's see. Announce your next visit to Kumba. Announce your next visit to Victoria. Announce your next visit to Bamenda. Then we will know whether life is indeed well, good, normal. Normalcy has returned in Ambazonia. That is my challenge to you, and I hope you heard me, because I think you descended on Buea this time, because I think I challenged you about a month ago to visit Buea, to visit Indian. Now you come to Buea and you call Buea your hometown. Buea is not your hometown, sir. We will need to know when last you were in Kupe, Manuguba, or in Indian. I think Kupe is another division entirely, but we want to know when you were last home in Indian, Mundemba, Ekondo Titi, any of those places. We want to know when you were last there, if truly normalcy is back home, Mr. Dion Ngute. We want to know when you were last there. Of course, you've not been there for 9 years, the period of this conflict, and that is testament to the fact there is no normalcy anywhere. There is no normalcy anywhere. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The war we are fighting is not a conventional warfare. If it were a conventional warfare, we will be waging war on a daily or weekly basis. But because it is not conventional warfare, it is guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare means you monitor your target maybe for a week, maybe for 2 weeks, maybe for 1 month before you strike. And that is the very reason why people like Dion Ngute, Paul Atanganji, the Ngala Gerards of the world, you name the rest, the Paul Tasongs, they cannot announce they are coming to or visiting Ambazonia. They cannot announce it, because if they know they announce it, they will be targeted, and I will personally supervise it. Those who make reports can write it down. The Manuel Salah, you can write this down. I will personally supervise the targeting of Dion Ngute, Paul Tasong, Atanganji, should they announce they are descending on Ambazonia. This is a guerrilla warfare. We must take back our territory. We must take back our government, our freedoms from the people like this who have hijacked it from all of us. And if they think they can go about singing normalcy returning, for normalcy to return, of course, not in this day and age. Gone are the days when we had no means of communication. There were no phones, nothing, zero. But today I can drop one message on WhatsApp and it gets into the hands of at least 3,000 people in 5 minutes. That is the power of the age and the power of communication. And so, ladies and gentlemen, nobody should be worried when you see this drama, stage drama in Buea with these colonial officers surrounded by guns, and they want you to believe they are so much at home. We are in a guerrilla warfare. We are in a guerrilla warfare, and we plan our targets. We plan our targets, and I'd like you to know, and the officials in La République du Cameroon to know, guerrilla warfare can go on for 50 years. And that is why if somebody is fooling you not to talk, not to sit down and dialogue, and you think that you can beat all of us, subdue the fighters in the bushes, let me assure you, you will kill some, you will not kill all. And those you kill will be replaced. We still have so many courageous and patriotic Ambazonians out there who are ready to sacrifice their lives and replace the field marshals, the commanders, the fighters, the footmen and women who have already paid the supreme price in this war. We still have them. All that they need is for the diaspora to put their mouth where, to put their hands where their mouth is. Support them on the ground. support them on the ground. Let's hold La République du Cameroon captive. Captive. If it means for the next 15 years, if it means for the next 20 or the next 30, for as much as we remain in the bushes and they remain out there living in the illusion of normalcy, this war cannot be over until we have gotten the result that we want. Freedom. Freedom for the southern Cameroons, Ambazonian. We will still see so many visits like this one by officials of La République du Cameroon happening in Bamenda, happening in Kumba, happening in Libialem, happening in Buea, all over the place. They do this all the time. And again, the message they want to send is no mercy. No mercy. Dion Ngute didn't see the 20th May in Ambazonia. He didn't see the images emerging from Ambazonia. Why some towns or villages may have been forced to show up to participate in the 20th May massacre, but the generality, the overwhelming majority of Ambazonians shut their doors, stayed home, detested the day they were made slaves in an annexationist government in La République du Cameroon. Dion Ngute and his cronies, they didn't see that. Now the next day he descends on Buea and says, I am home. I am home. Again, my challenge to the slave servant that he is, Dion Ngute, is that please, you want to test no mercy in Ambazonia, all of Ambazonia, please do us a favor. Announce one of your visits so that we can ask all Ambazonians in the municipality you are visiting to come out and welcome the son of the soil. Please, I'm begging you, you do that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, understand this is open mic. This is open mic. That means when I discuss a subject like this one, you should feel free to call in, stop me, call in, ask a question, make a contribution to the subject. I hope the technicians will put the number on the screen so that you can have it. Okay, there you go. So you can call on that number any hour, any moment to contribute to the show. Contribute to the show. Unfortunately, the phone was shut down. It's just being turned on now. But you can call on that number to make your contribution to the show and ask any question on any subject that you may want to. I will be right back in a few, in 1 minute. Stay put, please.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com.
Planning a convention for your cultural or development association this summer? Let the world see it live. ABS Africa TV will bring your story straight from the diaspora to your villages and towns, so your people back home can experience every dance, every speech, and every proud moment as it happens. With professional coverage, global broadcast reach, and real-time streaming, ABS TV turns your event into a celebration that transcends borders. Don't let your hard work go unseen. Put your convention on the map. For booking and inquiries, please email us at absafricatv@gmail.com. Again, absafricatv@gmail.com. Or for WhatsApp purposes, send us a text at the number 346-504-3666. ABS Africa TV. We are bridging culture and connecting generations. All right, thanks for staying put there, ladies and gentlemen. Please, let's get the phone number back on the screen for people to call. The phone line is open. So if you have a contribution or a question, you go ahead and call. You go ahead and call if you have a contribution or a question to ask. All right, this is coming from Abuja. Last updates from Abuja on the public petition by Fru Law Chambers seeking the release of Nigerian professors abducted and illegally extradited to Cameroon. Now, he is referring here to the abduction of Sisiko and the rest, the abduction of Sisiko and the rest. And it says, the submissions from the Nigerian authorities were disheartening, but the legal team for the Naira 10 were up to the task. One interesting thing that happened was that the deputy chair for the committee, sitting for the committee chair, was not only versed with the case, which he admitted he has been following closely, but reminded the House that he is a lawyer and specialized also in immigration law. Without vouching for the professors, he insisted that if the Naira 10 victims never committed a crime, it was therefore wrong in the first place to have abducted them and sent to Cameroon. He took time to explain the legal terms being used. He said the Naira 10 have been languishing in jail for too long and that it was time to exercise justice. Now, this is one of the commission members, actually the vice committee chair on the Nigerian side, making this statement. He reminded that the National Assembly, the Nigerian National Assembly, plays only the rule of making sure that those facing wrong judgment are given a fair hearing and justice. Just being his first session on the case since his appointment, he reiterated that the case had dragged for too long and it was time the Ministry of Justice and Foreign Affairs choose a date which they were comfortable with to make sure that the case came to an end. Before they choose the date, the honorable member of Assembly from Ekiti State, Ekiti South, whom he earlier referred to as play the devil's advocate, and after getting satisfactory responses with a series of evidence from the lawyers defending these refugees, pleaded with the government agents present to also use humanity when dealing with the case. He said, "For these people to have been in jail for 7 years and case is still dragging is sign that we lost our humanity and should consider making sure justice was served and immediate." Before the deputy chair for the committee adjourned the matter, the lawyer was given another chance to respond to the member of parliament from Ekiti South, who cautioned the use of emotions, but the lawyer had all his facts ready, stating that 3 different courts in Nigeria had ruled in favor of these refugees based on the evidences, and to crown it all, the UN Arbitrary Court on Human Rights had investigated the 2 parties and came out with an opinion based on the facts. As such, no emotions, no sentiments were being presented. To conclude, this hearing of 29th May was on that Southern Cameroonians present have never felt hopeful as such. One could, from the outcome, suggest in maximum 3 sessions from now, a solution might be arrived at, and our leaders will regain their freedom. The chairman was very clear in his words. As long as the Nigerian authorities cannot prove with evidences that these refugees and professors never committed a crime, but were being held because of their political view, then it was a big blunder on that part of those who carried the action, and it should be corrected immediately. We all have to put our recourses together and support the legal team to go an extra mile to see into it that this comes into fruition. That is an update, ladies and gentlemen, coming from Nigeria at a hearing that has been going on for quite a while on the Naira 10 case. Remember that our lawyers petitioned the Nigerian government to have the Nigerian government to cause the extradition of the Naira 10 back to Nigeria, because Nigeria has not given any reason for their arrest in Nigeria then. And so that is an update from that case. Let me get to this caller here. Hello, sir.
Hello, Comrade Chris.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, this is Maitre Nikon, once again from the Netherlands.
Good to hear your voice.
Thank you once again for always bringing our people updated with the situations and happenings in our homeland and concerning our people.
Thank you.
And I want to really appreciate you on that monologue you gave on John. I call him Dion Ngute. It's not Dion Ngute. It's so pathetic seeing him there. You know,
of course.
It is past time that we have some kind of, feeling for them, like this, our fellow Ambazonian who are being manipulated. They know what they are doing. They know. You just read what the Nigerian committee sitting to listen a case that the Cameroon's government sentenced, according to Dion Ngute, his fellow brothers who are languishing in the very city he's living in, Yaoundé.
Yeah, and you left them to come home.
let me come, Comrade, please. He says, "I am home." You are home? Has Dion Ngute ever attempted to visiting those fellow brothers of his languishing in jail in Kondengi? Irrespective of how kangaroo judgment they received from the very system he's defending. It's so pathetic seeing this. I don't see him again as a Southern Cameroonian. We might just have that concern for him as one of ours, but these are people that they have sold their soul. They have sold their soul to the devil master in Yaoundé. The question is, do they think that the end will not come to this Southern Cameroon's quest for total liberation? Even those who are celebrating here and dancing and jubilating because they receive some small tokens, how can you be dancing, jubilating when your brothers are locked up? Some are languishing in detention centers without food. Some in hospitals, wounded bullets on them, shot by the very, very army that you keep bringing around to protect you. Look. The army surrounding him are more than even his brother, according to him.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
If you look at the images, the army surrounding him is more than they paid.
Just around. Tell me who is around Dion Ngute that is his relative, maybe his cousin or his nephew or his auntie, because you are home. Tell me. No, you see this stern-looking criminal from Yaoundé, like bodyguard, said they are defending Dion Ngute.
Yeah.
If you are in your own home, why do you allow people to be? Do you allow yourself to be protected? They are protecting you from what?
Yeah.
I pray God he takes on your challenge and then bought a car from Yaoundé with his driver and visit Ambazonian on notice.
Yeah, if he can finally come home, I hope one of these days he will announce.
No, let me say this. Let him take a car from Yaoundé with his driver and visit Ambazonian unannounced.
Yeah.
And go back safely. Then announce to Yaoundé that no, things are returned to normal. Return from where? Return from where? Things will never return to normal until and unless Ambazonia's complete liberation is attained. As simple as that.
Now you see Dion Ngute where he is standing and addressing the people. I understand that a podium was arranged for him to stand on and speak. He got so scared he couldn't stand, he couldn't use the podium.
Because a sniper bullet might pick him.
Right.
So he hide amongst the crowd, loitering amongst the crowd, rubbing himself and smiling and greeting this ever hungry these thieves. Their thieves are no more thieves again.
And you use the military and the security for a shield around him.
No, what I'm trying to also say is that when Ambazonian is completely liberated, I think we have to look into this policy of our chieftains here. We have to go and see how to adjust them back, because most of them right now, I'm not saying all, most of them right now on this their throne, they don't even respect or maintain that distance from the government, and it's supposed to be the case. So let him be smiling from Joe to Joe, being surrounded by Okala Bilaya and those here on the two-ted Bulu speaking defense, bodyguard, and then goes back to Yaoundé and say, no, I went home. Can he go and sit in one big mama's kitchen and eat corn or eat timambusa, or just to show that I am back home? He cannot do that. And then you go and stand here and be shouting, well, let him enjoy what lasts. Thank you very much, Comrade Chris.
Thank you for the call. All right, this viewer writes, good evening, sir. Thanks for the job you are doing. This is a nation we are trying to build. How come you don't keep to time? You indicated that you were to come at 8, but you came at 9. Secondly, you always repeat your ringtone over and over, making it boring. I love your monologues. I like what your efforts for justice. I don't get the last sentence, but there are things that discourage your viewers. Keep up. All right, I hear you. You just never will understand why sometimes we say we're coming an hour earlier, but then come an hour late. You wouldn't understand. It is just unbeatable, okay? We need more manpower. Essentially, that is what it is. But you won't understand. But I appreciate you. Okay. Who is here with a message? Somebody from ground zero. When I coming, expect time because... Oh, another person. When you are coming, respect time because we are on ground zero, please.
Okay, I hear you, sir. I hear you. All right. I hear you guys. Again, it's just a situation that is a little bit challenging. All right. So, having said that, let me take a brief break out. When I come back, I will take you to what is happening in the Grand North, of La République du Cameroon, talking about the efforts by civilians in the north to torpedo every political move by the colonial regime in that country. So please stay put, do not go away. I'll be right back. Are you planning a convention for your cultural or development association this summer? Let the world see it live. ABS Africa TV will bring your story straight from the diaspora to your villages and towns, so your people back home can experience every dance, every speech, and every proud moment as it happens. With professional coverage, global broadcast reach, and real-time streaming, ABS TV turns your event into a celebration that transcends borders. Don't let your hard work go unseen. Put your convention on the map. For booking and inquiries, please email us at absafricatv@gmail.com. Again, absafricatv@gmail.com. Or for WhatsApp purposes, send us a text at the number 346-504-3666. ABS Africa TV. We are bridging culture and connecting generations. All right, thank you for staying put, ladies and gentlemen. At this moment, I am going to take you to my second main subject of the day. Cameroon, a nation on the brink. Cameroon, a nation on the brink. That is the subject of this talking point, this monologue that I bring to you. Earlier, at the beginning of the show, I mentioned what is going on in the north of Cameroon, the generality of what they call the Grand North, For successive months, up to about 7 months today, we continue to see signs of insurgencies emerging in that part of La République du Cameroon. First, there was a cache of arms caught up in the area in Cameroon. Said no, it wasn't another insurgency. It was these arms were on transit to some other country. In other words, making every effort to deny that the arms were part of an insurgency built up in the Grand North. Then a few months, I think 2 months or 3 months after that, the same insurgency, the people who were building up and storing up arms, they launched a vicious attack that saw the death of 22 Cameroon soldiers with their military equipment worth billions destroyed. And Cameroon said it was Boko Haram. It was Boko Haram that did it. This time, we are being told, road communication or road passage from the Grand North, all of the Grand North, that includes about three regions, are being blocked of movement. You cannot live there, enter Douala, enter Yaoundé, enter Bafoussam, or go out of anywhere. As you can see, I'll play you this video emerging from that part of the country. This happened, I think, 2 days ago, I'm told, 2 days ago, where the same insurgency, they blocked their roads. And they are saying in this piece of video, this is what is going on in the Grand North. They will no longer allow any movement, any passage until La République du Cameroun talks to them. Listen to that.
Nous sommes le 28 mai 2025. Nous sommes à Rabinga. Tout a été bloqué. Bloqué. Tout est bloqué. C'est comme ça. Le peuple de ce côté est debout. Le peuple du Grand Nord est debout. Nous avons nos revendications. Et ce n'est que le début avant le déclenchement final de ce qu'on appelle la révolution populaire du peuple camerounais dans l'ensemble. Et c'est comme ça, ça va se mettre en place. Une personne m'avait posé la question à Ahmed H, comment on va faire pour stopper tous les camions, que les magasins vont fermer, comment, voilà, vous savez, j'ai dit non, ce n'est pas un problème. Le jour où le peuple dans son ensemble, du nord au sud, de l'ouest à l'est, va descendre dans les rues, ça va se bloquer, les camions vont garer, personne ne passera. Et c'est la même chose aujourd'hui, ce qui se passe ici à Rabinga aujourd'hui là, c'est la même chose, mais ça ce n'est que le début du déclenchement du mot d'ordre collectif. Parce qu'il y aura un appel collectif et le peuple va se mettre dans les rues. Et on va bloquer tout comme on a bloqué aujourd'hui ici à Rabinga. Ça, n'est que le début. Et c'est comme ça. Ça va bloquer Maroua, va bloquer Garoua, va bloquer Ngaoundéré, va bloquer Bertoua, va bloquer Yaoundé, Douala va bloquer Bafoussam, Bamenda, partout. À ce moment, la diaspora aussi va se lever simultanément avec le pays. C'est comme ça. Ici, tout est bloqué. Rien ne rentre, rien ne sort. Le peuple est debout, est déterminé. C'est vrai que certains ne veulent pas savoir, ne veulent pas entendre que ça commence vers le nord comme ça, parce qu'aujourd'hui, il y a un autre esprit. Ils sont en train, sur la toile, de parler d'autres choses, alors que le peuple de ce côté est debout, est déterminé. Mais ils ne veulent pas parler de ça. Mais nous allons parler. Et nous allons nous mobiliser. Voilà, le jour où nous allons lancer le mot d'ordre collectif avec des leaders vrais qui veulent le changement dans ces pays, ça va se bloquer comme ça, dans toute l'étendue du territoire camerounais. Et le peuple va descendre dans les rues. À Yaoundé, poste central. À Douala, on va bloquer tout. Et le peuple est debout. Garoua, s'il n'y a pas le préfet, vous ne pouvez pas aller à Yaoundé, vous pouvez se mobiliser devant chez le gouverneur, faire des sit-ins là-bas. S'il n'y a pas le gouverneur chez vous, c'est le préfet. Voilà, le sit-in chez les préfets, au bureau du préfet. Vous allez envahir là-bas et faire le sit-in. Et s'il n'y a pas le bureau des préfets là-bas et qu'il y a des sous-préfectures, c'est à la sous-préfecture qu'on va faire des sit-in. Jusqu'au moment où Yaoundé va dire que Buea a fui, lui et sa bande de copains. Voilà, c'est à ce moment que nous allons rentrer à la maison. Un vent nouveau va souffler sur le Cameroun. Ici, c'est à Rabinga. Tout est bloqué. Le peuple est réveillé. Le peuple du Grand Nord est debout, déterminé cette fois-ci. Voilà, à tout moment, nous allons apprendre, montrer aux gens comment on revendique, comment on manifeste, comment on grève. Voilà, jusqu'au jour où le mot d'ordre collectif va être lancé. Et c'est comme ça doit se passer. Ça, ce n'est que le début. C'est comme ça, tout va être bloqué. Rien ne passe, rien ne rentre, rien ne sort. C'est comme ça, on va isoler toutes les villes jusqu'au jour du départ de Buea et sa bande de copains corrompus. Pour au peuple. Nous sommes le 28 mai. Le 28 mai 2025.
All right,
Nous sommes à Rabinga.
And, gentlemen, you are looking all of that. It seems to be a national blockade that is being planned here. This one took place on May the 28th. They said Garoua, Maroua, Bertoua, and it is going down to Douala, Bafoussam, and you name the rest. That is what is happening in that country, and that's why the title you find there is Cameroon. Cameroon, a nation on the brink. Cameroon, a nation on the brink. But of course, we all know this has nothing to do with Ambazonia. Ambazonia is not interested in some road blockage in La République du Cameroon. It has nothing to do with our independence. But then it gives us a leverage for what I will explain to you. Cameroon is confronting a multifaceted crisis that threatens the stability of Paul Biya's long-standing regime. Recent weeks have seen an unprecedented uprising in the Grand North, where citizens have blocked major highways to protest underdevelopment and the upcoming so-called presidential elections. This severe unrest adds to the ongoing southern Cameroon's Ambazonian conflict, raising concerns over La République du Cameroon's government ability to maintain control and the potential for widespread instability. In late 2024, authorities uncovered a significant arms cache in Cameroon's Grand Nord region, signaling a brewing insurgency. Cameroon refused to attribute it to an insurgency, as usual, telling the world that the arms cache was meant for another country, not Cameroon. Since then, insurgent attacks have escalated in the area. One resulted in the deaths of over 22 Cameroonian soldiers, highlighting the severity of the threat. This week, as you found in that video, civilians escalated their protest by blocking all major highways in the region, with vehicles expressing frustration over chronic underdevelopment, lack of infrastructure, and skepticism about the legitimacy of their upcoming elections. The Grand Nord, that is Betua, Marawa, and Ngaoundé, historically marginalized and economically neglected, is now voicing its grievances loudly and clear. The regime's failure to address these long-standing issues has fueled the current unrest, which some analysts view as a tipping point in the nation's political landscape. Since 2016, the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, a territory that Cameroon claims belongs to it, but which has since declared independence, have been embroiled in an independence conflict, with groups advocating for the independence of Ambazonia. The regime's military response from Yaoundé has been marked by human rights abuses, including extrajudicial killings and the burnings of towns and villages. Despite international condemnation, the conflict continues, with the Cameroon army committing atrocities that have displaced over 1 million people. 1 million people, and also resulted in thousands of deaths, at least 30,000. The Ambazonian conflict has exposed deep-seated issues of governance, representation, and cultural identity in La République du Cameroon. The regime's reluctance to engage in meaningful dialogue has only exacerbated tensions, leading to a protracted conflict with no clear resolution in sight. La République du Cameroon's military is stretched thin at the moment, contending with insurgencies in the Grand Nord, the Ambazonian areas or territory, and threats
from Boko Haram in the far north. The recent loss of over 22 soldiers in the Grand North underscores the mounting pressure on the armed forces of La République du Cameroon. Morale is reportedly low, and there are concerns about the sustainability of military operations on multiple fronts. The Army's heavy-handed tactics have also drawn criticism, with reports of abuses further alienating the civilian population. This erosion of public trust complicates counterinsurgency efforts and raises questions about the military's capacity to restore order without significant reforms. Paul Buea, who is now 92 years old, has ruled and reigned since 1982. His prolonged absence from public life has fueled speculation about his health and the future of his regime. The upcoming October, they say, 2025 elections are shrouded in uncertainty, with opposition parties questioning their fairness and the government's commitment to democratic principles. All over, we see the CPDM campaigning, but we don't know which political parties will participate. The political opposition remains fragmented also, and the government's suppression of dissent has stifled meaningful political discourse. This environment has created a vacuum where grievances foster and alternative movements gain traction. The unrest in the Grand North of Garawa and Gaundre Marwa presents both challenges and opportunities. Challenges and opportunities for the Ambazonian independence movement. The simultaneous uprisings could strain La République du Cameroon's resources, potentially creating openings for Ambazonians to advance their cause. However, aligning with other discontented regions requires careful navigation to avoid diluting our specific objectives. The international community's response to the Cameroon regime's crisis has been criticized as tepid. Human rights organizations have documented abuses, but concrete actions remain to be seen. They remain far-fetched. As the situation deteriorates, there is an urgent need for international actors to engage more robustly, supporting dialogue and accountability measures. Regional organizations such as the African Union and global powers must prioritize Cameroon's stability. Yes, they must prioritize Cameroon's stability, recognizing that continued neglect could have broader implications for all of Central Africa's security and development. Cameroon stands at a critical juncture. The convergence of multiple conflicts, or call them crises as they do, the Grand North uprising, the enduring Ambazonian conflict, and political uncertainty in that country demands a comprehensive and inclusive approach to governance and, of course, problem solving. Addressing the root causes of discontent, embracing meaningful reforms, and fostering dialogue are essential steps towards preventing a multi-regional war that is in the Central African region. Failure to act decisively risks plunging the nation into deeper and deeper instability, with consequences that could reverberate beyond its borders. The time for engagement, both domestically and internationally, is now. Yes, now. And that is my monologue on the subject of what is happening in the Grand Nord, of La République du Cameroon. I cannot state enough, ladies and gentlemen, that has nothing to do with Ambazonia. But if anything, it is for Ambazonians to be sensitive. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching, listening to me, and you are Ambazonian, this is the reason why I keep saying to you all, do not buy the narrative from La République du Cameroon that no mercy is coming by, no mercy is returning. No mercy is not returning, ladies and gentlemen. Rather, we see an opportunity coming the way of Ambazonians. If we, all of us in the diaspora, can just put our heads together, if we, all of us in Europe, in America, can just put our heads together and rally funds together to prepare for a moment such as coming in La République du Cameroon, in the far north, in Douala, in Bafoussam, in Yaoundé. Ladies and gentlemen, I have always said we have a golden opportunity this year. But what I wonder is whether we see it. Do we see it? If we were seeing it, everybody would be saying, let's call for fundraisers. Let's call for fundraisers. Every cultural group will be gathering together this summer to say, let's put money together and support our struggle for freedom. No, the cultural groups, they gather together every summer, invite CPDM Cameroon officials to come and preside and lord over their occasions, and by the time they are leaving, they put thousands of dollars into their pockets and they say to them, you have a safe journey until next year, we'll see again. And then they get back and they send caterpillars to go and stand on your road, and they pretend that the caterpillars are tarring the roads. I was listening to Bernard Forju the other day in an interview here in the USA, and he was telling the people how, everything would have been done for the BLM except for the voices in the bushes. Everything. And so he was asked, why can you ensure that projects which are said to have been carried out, were indeed carried out? And he said, how can I? Only the divisional officer, and he reports to the minister. The minister is the one who can tell whether the job has been done. And I said, this is the parliamentarian who is called the people's representatives. He represents the aspirations of the people. If any project should take place in your community, you should be the first one to know whether it was completed or not completed, and not wait for a crony in the so-called colonial officer to report to La République. What do you think when that colonial officer is bribed that a project is over and he doesn't have the people, the interest of your people, your local people at heart? You think he is going to report to the minister after taking his share of the contract money that the project was left halfway? It is your place. It is your place, if you are so-called a people's representative, to stand up and say, I need to see whether that project was completed indeed. But these are the people that the Cultural and Development Association, they support. They rose Archer from Momo, and you can name them, Dengala, Gerard from Nkambe, and they are all over the place. These are the people that our Cultural and Development Association go visit, invite them, bring them to the diaspora for their conventions. No, that's what they do. It is shameful and disgraceful, pathetic, that your people are sleeping in the bushes and you are inviting the same people who are responsible for their condition, and you are putting money in their pockets and allowing them to dance around the floor with you. Shameful if you are a leader of an executive of any of those cultural and development associations. And I think we have to figure out a way. We have to figure out a way. Every Ambazonian, listen to me. These cultural and development associations in the diaspora, they are part of our problems. I know some of them, individuals, who support this struggle really good. They give a lot of money. But the umbrella organization, those at the top, they will never identify with this struggle. And yet, when they go out, they will say, we are Ambazonians, you are not Ambazonians. And the generality, the majority, the leadership of every movement in Ambazonia, the consultative commission must sit down and figure out strategies of handcuffing these cultural and development associations. They are the reason why CPD and people are moving into every county and every local government area and carrying out these so-called cultural demonstrations. We must put an end to them. Everybody has to feel the pain. We have to choke the source of their finances. We have to do something to these cultural and development organizations in the diaspora. Because if we choke them, those on the ground can do nothing. Zero. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, we have to take advantage of this. I am appealing to every Ambazonian. Listen to the sound of my voice. We have an opportunity with what is happening in the Grand North, in Littoral, in the Central, in the West. It is a leverage for us to come together, to contribute generously as we can, empower the restoration fighters so that we have a stake in what is soon to happen in La République du Cameroon. It's a great moment. It's a great opportunity. Let's not lose it. There may never be one like this throughout the rest of the years of this struggle. There may never be one like this. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, unfortunately, I have to say this on television. If a new regime pops up in Yaoundé, let me assure you, the aspirations for a free and independent Ambazonia are gone. They are gone. Listen to me today, and you can mark this day down. If we allow a new regime to pop up in Yaoundé without an independent Ambazonia, forget about independence. Forget about it. Because this is what will happen. If a new regime, except Buea, stays in power, that will be a gift that keeps on giving. But if a new regime that is not Buea pops up in Yaoundé, even here in America, ladies and gentlemen, we will have nowhere to go, nobody to talk to support Ambazonia. The only message we will hear, they will give us will be, Chris, we think there is a new government, there is a chance for you guys to sit down and talk to the new government. That's all they will tell us. That's all they will tell us. But for as long as Buea stays there, because the international community knows by his age, he should not be there. The international community knows by the number of years he's already been there, 42 or 43, that he should not be there. And when we say we are annexed, marginalized, it's a dictatorship, they hear us because they see it. But you allow a new regime to take over in La République du Cameroon, ears will be shot internationally for our cause. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, my appeal to all of you listening to me any moment, any day, any time going forward is that please, even if it is your $50, even if it is only your $100, or maybe you can afford $1,000, please get on ambazoniadues.com. ambazoniadues.com. Make a contribution, make a monthly contribution. Let us carry this struggle to a logical end. Take advantage of this moment. Take advantage of this uprising in La République du Cameroon and gain our freedom before whatever is going to happen there happen. I will take a break and I will be coming to you right back. When I come back, the phone lines will be open and I will take your calls. Please don't touch your remote. I will be right back.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
Are you planning a convention for your cultural or development association this summer? Let the world see it live. ABS Africa TV will bring your story straight from the diaspora to your villages and towns, so your people back home can experience every dance, every speech, and every proud moment as it happens. With professional coverage, global broadcast reach, and real-time streaming, ABS TV turns your event into a celebration that transcends borders. Don't let your hard work go unseen. Put your convention on the map. For booking and inquiries, please email us at absafricatv@gmail.com. Again, absafricatv@gmail.com. Or for WhatsApp purposes, send us a text at the number 346-504-3666. ABS Africa TV. We are bridging culture and connecting generations.
A land built towards greatness, now shattered like an egg. This is the Chronicles. In the Genesis, January 1st, 1960, Angola got its freedom, and 11th of February 1961, Cameroon and Angola became brothers in a referendum. Like Coupe and Maningo to exist in confederation, 63 years later, the blood of the innocent shed to pay the price of our forefathers' mistakes, the price of their choices. Was it the we or yes? First, they said it was Boko Haram from the north. From being the jihad of Usman Dan Fodio, nowhere is safe. Saturday, 9 September 2017. Teachers, lawyers, they said, I recall leaving school for home that day, naively so jovial, because we thought it was a strike to strive for our future strides, a fight to fight for our future fights. But then, the first blood spilled on a land our forefathers bore with their blood for liberation, in shadows of history's cruel reign. When the missionaries came to Africa, they had the Bible and we had the land. They said, let us pray. We closed our eyes open. We had the Bible and they had the land. We bear the weight of mental chains. Colonial masters physically gone but mentally present. Our voices echo songs of freedom. Generation bound by unseen bars, struggling to break free from scars. They suppressed our cultural richness and traditions, buried the turmoil in our brains and called it independence. Just the flag independence indeed. But from the depths of resilient flames, our spirit ignites. That which refuses to tame the penat for long generation. Descendants of a great Mia Shaw, Africa's intellectual and Prince of Peace. From Cameroon in the heart of Africa. A man who believed in unity before diversity. A people politically divided but economically and developmentally united. Decolonized and washed off Eurocentrism. I am no crusader for the things English. I do not worship English. I worship Lamso. For that is my identity. Just as them foot beat their blades and hit the drums to the rhythms of my ancestors within my soul, rethinking the African philosophy of education. If the first language of a child from birth is their mother tongue, education will greatly ameliorate, in the words of Ngugi wa Thiong'o. This is the move of Professor Benanso Okikafonlon, also known as the genuine intellectuals, not the Lion King's dream, but the Martin Luther King's dream. Africa rise, retelling your own stories in resilience and resistance. Africans reclaim what was once theirs and even more. Why fight against each other? Why take the life of a brother, sister, mother, or child? The war would end. The leaders will shake hands. But the old woman will keep waiting for her brave son. The young girl will keep waiting for her beloved husband. That boy would endlessly wait for his mother. Those children will wait for their heroic father. I do not know who sold our homeland, but I saw who paid the price.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for that long break out. I had to take a few moments to follow up a breaking story that just got into my hands during the break. I got sent this footage. From Yaoundé. Apparently, as it appears, you will watch the footage and make your own call, that Cameroon is beginning to train child soldiers. For whatever reason, we do not know. But I got this footage coming from that country. Cameroon is a breaking news story. I don't have clear details of it. But one thing I can glean from the video is when you look at the footage, see the way the children are dressed. They are dressed in military fatigue. And their confession from the teacher says they are being trained to defend the nation. And I think in the background of this video, you will see a Cameroon flag in the background. Now listen to it.
You're a teacher at the best elementary school in Cameroon.
Tête haute. Poitrine bombée. Qui sommes-nous? Nous sommes les petits génies. Who are we?
United Teachers Includes.
Why?
Because of the situation.
Fix.
You're a teacher at the best elementary school in Cameroon.
That earth. Watching Bombay. Qui sommes-nous?
Nous sommes les petits inclus.
Who are we?
United Teachers Includes.
Why?
Because of the situation.
Fix.
All right, you have seen it for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Chai soldiers being trained in Cameroon. We are still to find out precisely where that is taking place in Cameroon, but you could hear from the commentator that that is happening in Cameroon. We don't know what we do not have any idea.
You're a
what
teacher
they
at the
need,
best elementary school in Cameroon.
Chai soldiers for. We have no idea. In the days ahead, we'll try to do more findings as to what this is all about. But if you look at the images, you see that they are all dressed in military fatigue. Look at their shirts, look at the belts, look at the hats that they are wearing. The language they are speaking is all military fatigue and language. And it is made very clear in the audio coming from the footage. It is about training some military fighters, and these are 5 years, 6 years, or 7 years students. Again, I really cannot put much to this, but this is the information that just came in a few minutes ago. Cameroon training child soldiers, all beginning to train child soldiers from the classroom. Okay, I will open, before I get to my last story for today, I will open the telephone lines once more. Have you call in, ask any question, or make any contribution that you may want to. The phone line is there on your screen. I am looking for your calls. In the meantime, I think there was a message that I didn't read last time. Let me see. There was a message I didn't read last time. Okay, I think all the messages were read. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Maître Nicombs calling back. Let me get to him. Hello, sir.
Yeah, once again, Comrade, this is Maître Nicombs. I think in absence of another caller, I call again in regard to your second monologue, which was also very educative again. You know, you mentioned about the cultural groups.
Yeah.
As much as we love our cultures, but these are our cultural groups. They have a clause in some of their constitution. They say they have to be apolitical, and this is where I've always had problem with that phrase "apolitical," taking that even those who are supposed to be protecting our culture, the custodian, they had to gather in Yaoundé, they had to gather in Buea, in Bamenda, and in a whole unanimous support, gave their weight of support to the current President of the Republic of Cameroon
Right.
to be as a candidate.
Right.
So the question now becomes, how are political and this our cultural groups outside of the Republic of Cameroon, outside of Ambazonian, whereas our homeland is at war. They themselves cannot travel freely back home. And then how do you maintain this strong cultural practice only in the diaspora when your home country is invaded, annexed, and occupied? Will it not be of good self-judgment for you to see that your home country is liberated?
Right.
Now, currently, we have 2 American citizens of Ambazonian origin languishing in Kondenge, Yaoundé, right now.
Right.
I mean, these are American citizens. They have American passports. They are languishing in the jails right now in Yaoundé. I heard the third one just got released, and this is not the first time. Several cases like this have occurred in the Republic of Cameroon, where our people are detained in Yaoundé, suspected of being supporters or financiers of Ambazonian War of Liberation. It is going to happen to me and you and any other prominent Ambazonian who is standing and showing their face for the liberation of this our homeland. Whether you like it or not, they call it that one a thing. You, so long as you are a Southern Cameroonian, you are a supporter of the Ambazonian. Okay, I just forwarded to you a summarized document which I had prepared in view of any leadership conference where can be looked into, debated, and then see how we can compel our people to contribute.
What is the
In this
document?
case,
What is the conference? What's the document about?
I mean, it's a summarized. It's just an idea. It's a document I've summarized,
Okay.
which might be discussed at an eventual leadership conference.
Okay.
So that in this document, this document is meant to draw the attention of every Ambazonian that, especially if you have benefited from the Ambazonian liberation cause, you have to contribute.
Correct.
You have to contribute for this cause, because you are living out here now, doing your things, your family free, everything. People are fighting. Some of us have lost people. We have scars of this liberation war, and they're still ongoing.
Right.
In this case, we might also avoid the Southern Sudan scenario where we have this war, because those who are sitting on the fence now, they might jump into occupied position of responsibility in the society. And then I and you, who have shown our faces all year round, we might not be so happy with those who are on the fence and now they can be eating fat from it.
Right.
So how do we prevent that? Let everybody be part of the liberation fight so that we have our country liberated and everybody can go home freely. That's a suggestion I tried to summarize in that document I forwarded to you. In the event that new leaders can come over at a conference, maybe you can look into it. If there's some editing, well, it's just an idea.
Yeah. We have an all Ambazonia conference coming up maybe August or September, and I think ideas like that should be looked into. And I think that everybody out there who has an idea about how we can inculcate these cultural and development associations into the movement, they should come up with those ideas. It is very, very critical. They may think that they do those things, they put their faces out there, and La Republique to come around feels like they are not part of Ambazonia. La Republique doesn't care. For as long as you come from this territory, they will come after you. They don't mind that you were organizing cultural and development associations.
One other thing I would like to also add here is this. It doesn't take an entire village to liberate the people. It takes a few. We're not asking everybody to be a fighter, be an army, but just be part of the fighting team.
Right.
Just support, contribute.
Right.
And so that the job can be over within time.
Right.
You cannot just sit out here, feel free, dress in our regalia, dance and eat.
Yeah.
We have our relatives languishing in jails. Some are suffering in prison, in hospital, bullet wounds. Some don't even have shelter. Their houses have been burned. And then we care about just gathering 1 week and eating, fat, dancing, and displaying on video, shining all stuff.
Right. Let
We even
me,
have conscience,
comrade,
my
let me
brother.
get this. I hear you. Let me get this other caller, please. Thanks for the call.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello. Hello. Okay, I think there's a bad connection there. If you want to call back, go ahead and call back. Call back and let me see. Oh, somebody is sending me more videos from the school, from the military school that I just showed there. I will come back to that. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from,
good evening.
please?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Okay, what is on your mind, sir?
What is on my mind is that what I saw last week in Donga Mountain. I mean that Ambazonian have really prepared for this year, as I'm seeing.
Okay. What you saw?
I saw Fulani came from Nigeria with serious weapon. I saw them. I was very surprised. So it means that there's serious problem in the northwest and southwest.
Okay.
I saw Fulani coming from Nigeria with a serious.
Well, of course, Ambazonian has always taken this very seriously from the onset, else we would not still be here fighting. We would have given up long ago, but that we are still fighting today is indication that we are very serious with what we mean.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the call, sir.
They should continue for it like that.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a great day, a great night.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that must be a francophone who is supporting what Ambazonia is doing. I have another video coming from the school, just the military school I just projected here. Unfortunately, there is no time to look at it, but of course I will come back in the next show and we will talk about it. Hello, this is the last caller for the night. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you speak louder so I can hear you?
Okay, I'm just following up your program this evening.
Where are you watching from, sir? Where are you watching from?
I'm in Yaoundé.
Yaoundé, okay. And what is on your mind? What's your contribution?
I'm watching the program right now. I really feel confident when I see things that is going on the field.
Okay.
So I feel very confident and satisfied.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Right now, if there was a possible means, I swear that I will join the struggle.
Well, are you from Ambazonia or Francophone?
I'm not a francophone. I'm from Bamenda.
Okay. Well, you know what? If you send me a message, and I can talk to you after the show, I can follow up on you.
Okay, then I will be happy.
Thank you for the call.
Have a nice evening.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, my time is up and I cannot take any more calls. But I look forward to coming back here on Monday if, by His grace, we still have ABS running. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to being back here on Monday. You have a great weekend. God bless you all.